Welcome back. It's been a minute, but welcome back to Easy Beginner Guitar Lessons 1, 2, 3, right? Super easy method, I did it again, of learning the pentatonic boxes or destroying the pentatonic boxes, as the last video was, of learning this 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 method. Very, very easy to remember. No memorization whatsoever. No more box shapes to think about, but instead, just fluidly going through. I can even mess this up. All right, easy method. And as you practice it, your dexterity builds. You begin to explore the neck in different ways, especially if you've looked at our previous lessons. This lesson, by the way, is a little more advanced for the easy 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 method. So if you don't feel comfortable with that, go back and revisit the easy beginner guitar soloing 1, 2, 3, or the easy pentatonics 1, 2, 3. It'll get you a head start on where we are and how this method works. So anyway, today we're going to be talking about octaves and how that can work for you and how we can play in 2 or 3 different places and how we can mimic and replicate all the wonderful blues and blues rock tones that we really enjoy. So if that sounds like interest to you, hang around and we'll get right to it. So anyway, we're going to be focusing on, again, the key of A minor, right? Going to the 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And it's gonna be what we're messing with today. So up right now on the fretboard, or right now on the screen, you have the full fretboard of the A minor pentatonic. You notice it only includes the G, the A, C, D, and E. That's all the way across the fretboard, from open E all the way to the 22nd fret, I think, on the chart right there in front of you. Nothing's really mapped out. It just gives you all the notes right now. And what we're going to be doing, though, is we're going to be focusing on those 2 separate octaves, right? And how to get there. So if you don't know the minor pentatonic box 1, or then you're going to need to know that, because I only use box 1 of the pentatonic boxes. Now, I know that the last video I did was destroying the pentatonic shapes or the pentatonic boxes or all that kind of stuff, and that's very true. With this easy 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Who needs shapes when you can do that, right? Because you're already going through all the shapes. So instead of trying to memorize a bunch of boxes, if you can memorize this simple pattern of 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. As a shout out to Rolling Stones with a whole bunch of Z's at the end. Shout out to you, brother. You're an awesome dude. A lot of fun. I give you all the chops in the world. He's putting stuff out there all the time, and it's great. Anyway, he called this the frying pan method because it looks like a frying pan. From my position, looking down on I have the bottom of the pan, top of the pan with a handle. And I think my response to him was, it sizzles. Right? So anyway, it's a lot of fun. Shout out to him. Go check out his channel. He's really getting those Rolling Stones songs down pat, man. It's awesome. I wish I knew a lot of them. So anyway, we're using this simple, easy pattern, but within that simple, easy pattern, we have to understand that there is a box that we would want to have to utilize. Now, with this easy 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 method, you don't really need to memorize the boxes. We're still hitting all the same notes in the same shapes. We're just utilizing a diagonal pattern across all 5 of those boxes. All right. In this sense, though, the only box I ever use is box 1. utilize box 1. Same process, okay, but box 1 is the only one. We need to remember, we need to at least get box 1 memorized. I think most everybody does, but that's the only box I ever use. If you see me noodling, doing stuff, in these intros and outros that I do on all my videos, I'm not a drug user. Just for some reason got an itch. Used to be, but it was fortunately enough for me. I was never IV. Anyway, God pulled me out of that whole lifestyle, threw it away, and kept what you got in front of you now. Might have wanted to keep the other part. Anyway, so we're going to utilize this box 1. Why? Because and magically, there's another fretboard on here, and we're only utilizing from 3 to 20. Where's 20? There it is. Sorry, I just like the sound of guitars. Anyway, so we're going to be utilizing just box 1 here. And recognizing and being able to shadow that here. Right? Because we want to be able to use them both. Right, so those two are so synonymous with so much rock and roll, right? And it doesn't matter what key it is. I mean, if you're in... No matter what key you're in, right? It's just understanding that I have 2 separate box 1s that I can utilize at any point in time. Whoops. Now, how do I get from there to there, right? So we're looking at this box here, all right? Or this fretboard in front of us. And if you're familiar, which I hope you are, or you should go back and look at some of the other lessons, if you're familiar with the easy 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 method, then none of this should be a big surprise to you, okay? But if you notice, starting up here on the 5th fret, we have our A, and in the easy 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 method, we always go 2 steps below that, and we do our 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, right? And then we go up 1 string, and we do our 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We go up another string, we do 1, 2, right? So you'll notice in red, we have our 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, or our G, A, C, D, E. In the yellow, we have our 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, or our G, A, C, D, E, right? In our green, we have our G, A again, and our C, D, E, right? Or our 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Turn down my tone a little bit. Go to my neck pickup, actually. All right. So, but you'll notice in the square there, right? In the square there, we have our pentatonic box 1. So it doesn't disqualify our 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 method, right? In fact, it just shows us that we have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 over here instead of here. G, A, C, G, A, R1, 2. So this is how this method goes across all those, all those boxes. Anyway, box 1 is what I utilize. So if I'm going through and I go to bend, say the D up to the E, I'm going to catch and what I'm doing is I'm bending up the E up to the 7th note, and since my finger is already here on the 2 upper strings, hammering on the 8th on the B string. I utilize that everywhere. Okay, so anyway, so we've got our red, our yellow, our green. It's going to help with your dexterity if you can get those down. Kind of hard to mute it. Okay, and then we also have our GA here on the 12th, or 10, 12, 10, 12, 14, right? 12, 14, 13, 15, 17, and then our 15 and 17 again. So the reason this is an advanced lesson, because if you look at that, we have the yellow GA up here, and then 3 frets above that, we have our C, D, E again. 3 frets above that, we have our G, A again, and guess where I'm at? I don't have them marked, but that's where we are. So if I start the G, A, C, D, E, G, A, C, D, E, if you look here on the 17, I'm in the top of box 1 again. To E and G, A, so what I'm doing is just giving you an example of, hey, box one is the only one. Rock and roll's been doing it forever. Blues, rock and roll, doesn't matter. So what you're doing is you're just moving from one pentatonic box 1 up to another pentatonic box 1, utilizing this 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 method. Okay. So I know this seems like an advanced lesson, but if you've been following the linear stages of understanding that I've put together, from lesson one to or part one to part two, part three, part four, part five, and we're including all these little aspects of what the pentatonic actually is and what it does, even to the blues notes and the flatted fifth, the blues note, the golden zone of blues pentatonics. Guys, there's all kinds of stuff in here, and it's all starting with lesson one. If you were to practice lesson one and go into practice lesson two and understand and practice lesson three and understand and practice lesson four, within weeks, you'd be ripping and roaring, man. Ripping and roaring, I'm telling you. This is just an advancement on that so that we're able to hit multiple places now, because we need to, as our understanding and our development, our skill increases, then we need to build upon that knowledge. And that's what this lesson is about. It's just learning that we have separate places that we can play the same notes. And we want to be able to utilize that at any point. Now, it does take a little bit of practice, but again, if we're advancing through those lessons, this, what appears to be a difficult lesson for some people who haven't gathered that information and utilized it and applied it, it will be a little tougher. But that's okay. I got to do lessons for every level at every advanced position. So anyway, hopefully this made some sense. Practice it, learn where they are, utilize this, freeze this frame, use the snippet tool, that they have on computers nowadays, and you can just snip that fretboard right out of there and pop it on your screen and look at it all you want, or just hit pause and practice it. Doesn't matter. Find you a backing track in A minor. Practice this key and in all the keys that we're talking about, whether they're major or minor or any of that. Find a backing track. They're everywhere. Man, they're popular. I like Now You Shred. I think that's a great resource for learning how to apply some of these things. And he has his own lessons on there too. Very valuable. Very valuable. Anyway, hang in there. Keep practicing. I know you can do it. Okay, hopefully you found that information useful and how we can kind of progress from one octave to the next. It's not the easiest way to get back and forth, but again, it takes this one shape of box one and shows us how this whole thing works and how it all rolls into each other, right? Let's rock from one area and roll into the next. And all the classic players have done it. All our heroes have used that octave position in order to really enhance their playing, and hopefully this will give you an opportunity to do the same. If you like this lesson, go ahead and like and subscribe. I value it. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. Please do so. It really helps out my channel, helps other people become aware of this easy method, taking it easy on yourself and learning how to play lead guitar in a simple, easy fashion. So again, thank you so much for hanging with me. To my daughter, whom I love very, very much, I just wanted to say that you're the light of my life. To everyone else, take it easy, have fun, and God bless.